You know, sometimes the difference between a good game and a great game is just a great hook. And not like Dustin Hoffman either. Although Dustin Hoffman was a great hook. No, I'm talking about gameplay hooks. Sometimes the simplest control idea or the simplest little gimmick is all it takes to make a good game great. I mean, just look at this one, for example. This would have been a good little downloadable game, if not for one little gimmick. Just one addition, just one little move. This thing became a pretty great downloadable game. Just be careful, because now there's only 98 left. In 99 moves.
Slow down.
So, first things first, it's a maze game. Like a game about mazes. You have to get your character through the mazes without slamming into crap. Okay, simple concept. And the graphics are retro, and the presentation's old school, and that's cool too. So far, so good. But here's where it gets great. Because it's not just a retro game where you have to get through the maze. It's a retro game where you have to get through the maze in 99 moves. And it sounds so simple. 99 moves. Like, it doesn't sound like a big deal. Or actually, it does sound big, right? Sounds like a lot of moves. Sounds like plenty. But that's where the game teaches you its most valuable lesson. 99 moves ain't shit.
Game over.
So here's the deal. Every single time you change direction, that's a move. Turn right, that's a move. Turn left, good job, Zoolander. Too bad that's also a move. Basically, anytime you touch the D-pad in this game, you lose a move. And putting a limit on them is just brilliant, because it forces you to rethink every move that your instincts tell you to make. You want to grab that bonus? Are you sure about that? Because that would take turning up, and then turning right, and then turning back down, and maybe more if the pink box thing gets in the way. And you can't build a clubhouse out of them either. That would take like a million moves. And you know, what's even more interesting about 99 moves is how it forces you to make decisions that you might not be comfortable making. Like, there's stuff all over the place you have to avoid, so the obvious thing would be to avoid it, but at the same time, you have to avoid that stuff while making the fewest moves possible. So you catch yourself pushing your luck. You're going head-on towards a wall until turning at the very last millisecond. Or you're trying to take the narrowest path imaginable just because it might save you a couple of those precious moves. Every decision becomes a conscious decision in 99 moves. And in a game that would normally be about reacting, that's a really cool twist.
Slow down. Danger.
So the concept is awesome, the level designs are great, the game plays well. How's the content? Well, on the one hand, it's an inexpensive downloadable game, and the content's kind of reflective of that. But at the same time, I do feel like it's a nice package, especially for this simple, old-school kind of game. There's a dozen missions, you can play them both individually and in order in the arcade mode. But one of the best things about 99 Moves is the multiplayer. You can play with friends in the arcade mode, and there's also 2 additional multiplayer modes, and they all support up to 5 players, which is just awesome. In fact, this game's also available on DSiWare and the 3DS, but all the new modes, and especially the multiplayer, easily make this one the better version. 99 Moves is like arcade gaming in its purest form, but it's also got a really smart twist and a couple fun multiplayer options, and that makes it more than just some retro throwback. And sure, the sound and the graphics aren't that special, and the presentation could definitely use more variation and more imagination, but once that countdown starts ticking, and once you start losing your moves one by one, man, this thing really starts to build up the tension. It's kind of like a gaming deconstruction, an objective within an objective, and it costs less than $3. So even though you're dropping moves, you're not dropping dollars on 99 Moves for the Nintendo Wii U.
Speed up. Game over.